So we're in the red bedroom, and I've fitted the final radiator to the wall. Caused me a bit of a problem because we covered the fabric, walls with fabric, and so I've had to batten out behind the fabric and a little bit of tidying up with the fabric to do, but that's the last one fitted, so now we're going to start plumbing. So I'm starting doing the plumbing for the radiators. I'm starting on this run number 3, which is all 16mm. So I got up through the ceiling into the red bedroom, and I come down the wall here, which is all going to be boxed in anyway, and then down to here where it's going to go behind the radiator and link up with the pipes that are going to go through to the little hall and then off down to the cellar. So this is the real tube that I'm using. It's 16mm 10 bar class 2 tube. Thought that was going to be a real problem because it's all rolled up in a coil like that, and usually when you get stuff like that it's in plastic, you have a job with it, but it's actually really quite malleable. It's quite easy to straighten. This bit here that I've got, you see, you can lay it out like that and it holds its shape fairly well. It's quite easy to straighten.
The noise you can hear is Mark in the loft. We've just had a couple of engineers here. They're looking at this vent area here. It goes from the cellar up through this area and up through the upper floor and then out through the roof. So that would be our flue for the boiler. Where the old boiler flue ran, they want to put a new one in, a lined one, but it's all filled up with all sorts, so there's all sorts of debris there. There's modding, there was a sheath of another flue pipe, aluminium in there as well, and it's blocked with rubble. So Mark is now in the loft trying to get into this area from above.
So we just rodded down the old flue, and we couldn't get up from the bottom, but we've got right the way down to the cellar from up here. So we're just going to measure it off. So this was where it was at the top here, this joint. So just going to count them out. So that's 1, 2. I'm going to split it, I think. I don't get too unwieldy.
Yes, we're up in the roof.
3, 4, 5. 7, 8. These are all metre sections, so that's 8 metres. 9, 10, 11 metres, so that must have been right down at the cellar, because I know the chimneys, the flues we put into the chimneys were 13 metres, so that must be right into the cellar. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a different rod on it. I've got one here with a big rubber end on it. I'm going to put that down and see if we can clear any more of the debris that's down there. See what happens. So this evening, about 6 o'clock, 6. A couple of guys turned up from the heating company to have a look at the flue for the new pellet boiler, and they came to the conclusion after a bit of investigation and looking up and down the old flue for a while that it was no good, it was blocked and they couldn't use it. So I'm not sure what time they left here, but since then we've been working on getting the flue clear. It's now 11 o'clock and I think I've finally got it clear. I've had to break into it up in the attic. But I think the rest of the way down is all clear, so I'm just going to check some footage. I'll drop the camera down there and see what that looks like.
This is the little entrance area to the red bedroom on the left. The door in front goes up the stairs into the loft. I've covered it with some Dacron, just some wadding. It's a plain modern door. So this is an infill that's relatively new, and the door here from the landing would have been the original door into the loft area. So I'm going to cover it with fabric, which I have just sewn. So the fabric I'm going to use is this. It's like a satin, it's chocolate on one side and a silvery grey on the other. I just thought the chocolate was too dark for this area. The silvery grey at least reflects a bit of light. And I've done pin tucks all over it. It was a curtain originally, which I've unpicked, so I'm going to now attach that to the door. There I've got most of the upholstery nails in. I just need to do the edges now. Some of them are quite fancy. I've polished them up using a wire wheel out in the workshop. So they're quite nice to keep. They're from the furniture that we've reupholstered. So if we haven't put all the nails back in, I've saved them. So I'm quite liking the look of that. So it's just now a tidy up of the edge.
So this is the entranceway to where the attic stairs are, and this is the door that Barbara's been working on. I think that's come out really well. That's quite impressive. The detail she's put into it is unbelievable. All these little nails. I think there's about 90 little nails she's knocked in. All these seam details. A lot of effort, come out really well.